comfortable at the moment. 3 seconds ahead as past Johnny Herbert goes Ralf Schumacher. Ralf Schumacher in the Jordan, up to the Rettifino, and they hit. And Johnny Herbert goes off at terrific speed. But the gravel was slowed down, slams into the tyres. Well,
he's okay. He's getting out of the car. Horrible accident because he hadn't taken enough speed off. They touched wheels. Ralf probably pulling over onto line, not realising Johnny was still there, and the car just skimmed across the top of the gravel, didn't it? And luckily the tyre barrier did a very, very good job.
Isn't that incredible, the way that he approached that accident at over 200 miles an hour? He would have lost speed, of course, on the braking for the Rettifino, which he would have started. He would have lost more speed as he went into the gravel, but he still went into those tyres very, very hard indeed. And yet, Johnny Herbert just coolly steps out of the car. Here it is again. Johnny Herbert on the outside. His front left wheel has already been totally deranged. Schumacher turns in. Johnny Herbert is now totally out of control. Across the gravel trap, straight into the tyre wall, backwards. And that will have taken a lot of the impact. The same thing happened to Michael Schumacher in practice for the Belgian Grand Prix last year, and he got away with it, as did Johnny Herbert here.
Well, Johnny, that's Ralf. He obviously has got suspension damage too from that contact. He's creeping back to the pits, and, well, I do fear that he pulled over onto line without giving Johnny enough space there. But interestingly, Johnny chose to hang on to the steering wheel. I used to do that too. When you know you're going to have a big accident, other drivers take their hands off the wheel and fold them across their chest, because you can break your thumbs and your hands if you hit anything too hard, and it gives the wheel a big tweak. But Ralf Schumacher is going to be out of the race too. Johnny Herbert's going to be feeling a bit second hand, but I have to say that's all in a day's work for a Grand Prix driver.
And here it is again.
Lucky he didn't flip, actually. The biggest fear there would have been had the car have flipped, but because they've got an incredibly low centre of gravity, and you have to really work hard to get them to flip over in that instance. But that's with the very flat under tray on the car, they tend to just toboggan straight across the top of that gravel, especially if they're missing wheels, because then the lowest part of the car is clearly the very flat under tray.
Well, now let's have a look. We're in lap 41, and looking at the World Championship situation, it really is exciting, because with Coulthard 3.5 seconds ahead of Alesi as Ralf Schumacher limps into the pits in the Jordan, Frentzen third, Fisichella fourth, Jacques Villeneuve is in 5th place, and Schumacher, Michael Schumacher, is in the points. So that's the last thing that Villeneuve would have wanted, and the best thing that could possibly happen to Michael Schumacher, whose sole objective in this race is to finish in the points.
You'd be a brave man if you drive that out of the pits around here at 220 miles an hour, but maybe it's just a precautionary stop from Ralf, but clearly something upset him enough. It's like his brakes are stuck on or something, but clearly something upset him enough to creep back into the... Here we go again. Ralf, look, taking the line. Johnny hasn't moved. Johnny's still really alongside him. Ralf was slightly ahead, didn't give Johnny enough room, and I'm sorry, Ralf, I've got to put that one at your